ah, 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 ah. Oh wait, I should probably put 3rd Battalion as a tag. There we are. Okay. Now we do the thing to get the thing done. Oh yes, we'll do the thing to get the thing done. Oh, a thing, ooh, oh, a thing. We will do a thing to get the thing done. Hi, Danny. Oops. A rewatch Jaws. Okay. I don't know what to say about that. How are y'all? I saw the Anthony Bourdain movie. I don't even know who the hell that is. So, we have our bad guy, John Rout, Seller. And we're going to try to figure out what the fuck he looks like and what he's wearing. I probably shouldn't play that audio. I'm just going to give her a smile. Fuck, I forgot it does that. Oh, now I feel like a dick.
See, no idea what that says.
Je ne parle pas français.
AI translation. Oh, okay, okay. Hi, Peddles, welcome in. How are you doing? Maybe it is time to blow out your mic.
Well, I'll give.
Hi, Amber. Welcome. So I don't really have a set list. There's just a couple songs been stuck in my head lately. Um, I don't know where to start. I'm having a good day. I'm glad. It's good to hear, Peddles.
All right. Anyways, enough of that. We need our armor. Huh. So, what are we looking for here? Mighty Ziphius, good to see you. So, yeah. This is our bad guy, Seller. He is... Yeah. So, keeping with the whole 3rd Battalion universe, think knight armor. Mostly ceremonial. He does not go on the field of battle, so not all of the armor decisions have to be, you know, serious, or not serious, practical decisions. Yeah. He is a guy in his late 40s to mid 50s. Could be more. Really depends, but I think the artist will give me more of what I want if I say late 40s, mid 50s. You know? So, yeah. When I picture Seller, what I want him to look like, not the person that he is to us, but what I want him to seem like to somebody who's never met him before, is I want him to be the guy you want around you. Like, you see this guy and, you know, you see him on a job site, you think, that's the guy who's gonna help me if I get stuck in the mud. You see him at fucking Walmart, you think, that's the guy who's gonna help me get something off a top shelf. You see him in traffic, you think, that guy's not gonna flip me off. That guy's probably gonna let me merge. But at the same time, you see someone who's starting to get mad at him and you think, that guy's probably gonna fuck up the angry person if he needs to. So, Gabriel from Ultra Kill. Is Ultra Kill medieval? Herald Knight Armor from Wild Era Zelda. Nintendo will stab the fuck out of me if I steal their designs. Especially since this is something I do intend on eventually marketing. Also, hi Ty. So, I think first off, I need to get a literal angel wings, feathered or wing design on the armor. But I'm not making Sentinel Prime. I'm making Seller. Crusader armor from Bread Boys. That's just Crusader armor. What I tend to do on these streams is I go on museum websites and I use the images that are public domain for it as proper research of historical examples. And we build off of them. I know, I just want to mention Bread Boys. That's valid. So, when I think of Santa Claus classic art, I want, like, the good old smiley that's not. Okay. Like, I'm literally thinking when I see him, I'm thinking of shit like this. Like, I'm thinking the classic fucking Saint Nick. He's got the fucking big smile. A jolly fat man. Yeah. What the fuck is that? In a red suit smoking a pipe. No, he's not gonna be in a red suit. He might be smoking a pipe, though. That's not a bad idea. I don't actually know what... I can't remember if my artist told me what country they're from. I think they're from Indonesia, now that I think about it. I don't know if Santa Claus is a common figure over there. Was that Santa on a horse? Probably. This is Santa kissing a woman. Or man. I'm not sure. $1983. I just want a happy old Santa Claus. Oh, look. That's a nice one. Also, hi, Toast. Chainmail could work well. Well, yeah, we're going to deal with the armor in a bit. Right now, we just need some fucking good old artwork of Santa Claus. You know, what if we go 93? 93 was probably a good year for Santa Claus. Coca-Cola. You never let me down, Coca-Cola, except when it comes to using human-made artwork. Because, you know, fuck your recent ad campaigns. But this one, that's the sort of fucking Santa Claus I want. You know? In fact, can I just search up Santa Claus Coca-Cola? What about making him look like Richard Attenborough? Because I don't own Richard Attenborough. I need this to be generic. Hi, Paige. We're designing Cellar. He's gonna look like Santa Claus a little bit. Just in the chubbiness of the cheeks and stuff. He's, desperate enterprises. We are designing the antagonist of the 3rd Battalion stuff. I don't think this is the one. This looks way too fucking creepy. But this, like, it's that sort of like, oh, you know, hey, it's good to see you, Scotty. How have you been? How are the kids? Oh, wait. Sorry. Like, that sort of thing. Like, you feel that he should, like, this guy should be your buddy. God damn it. Coke, you're so good at marketing. Why'd you have to switch off of human stuff? Anyways, yeah, no, I'm straight up going to have this as a reference for the artist. I'm going to say like, hey, I want Santa Claus. Oh, fuck. So yeah. With a jolly, genuine smile. What sort of mustache do we want this guy to have? Like, do we want to have him with that sort where it's, you know, the classic? A Fu Manchu? What is Fu Manchu? Absolutely not. What the fuck? Ziphius, I don't think you're understanding what I'm going for here. We could have it like the guy behind me here. Or that. Kind of sleep deprived? Well, it's a lot less energy to not type. I know that's the rudest thing I could say here, but fucking don't tell me to make my antagonist Fu Manchu. Help me out here, though. Like, what sort of mustache are we going for, or facial hair? We are not doing that. No, Waluigi is not what we're going for. I want a fucking design that's not like this, but when I think, like, you know, he's a fucking happy dude. Like that's what I'm picturing. Okay, if I if I search up Thrag mustache and this is something fucked, I'm gonna be very disappointed in you. Oh, that's a good decision. That's a good decision. Is that white Eddie Murphy? I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, that's an all right one. Ferdinand von Zeppelin. I already know that's going to be an awesome mustache. Wait, that could work really well. We're gonna ignore his first name. That's actually... Wait! That could work really well. You know? He invented Zeppelins, yeah. Fuck, I might... Ooh, yeah. Figure C. Mustache. Yeah, I think we gotta do it. This fella. That's just a mustache I can't ignore. Thank you, Ziphius. This makes up for your Fu Manchu. This thing. This fucking keyboard has the little stand thingies, so I don't have to fuck up my wrists. Nice. I didn't know that. I've been using this for a long time. Okay. I'm just gonna put not heavily fat. We're gonna... Like, he's... Like, he's a plump fellow. But... You know... He's not a fat fellow. Okay, so now what we do... is we go... where's the fucking thingy? Metropolitan Museum of Art. This one I fucking love using for sources, because you go and you're like, hey, I want to see knights. And they're like, okay, well, what sort are we talking? Filters. I can be like, okay, has an open access image that we are allowed to distribute to people. We can be like, oh, I want something that's made of metal or iron and iron alloys. And I could go further with it, but instead I'm just gonna go armor. But do I have to... Fuck, right, they use both. What's the personality? Like a twist antagonist? No. Seller's a piece of shit. So, let me just go to the Ledger's book. And yeah, Seller's crowning achievement, how he got the name Seller, which he doesn't use. He doesn't fully know that people call him this. But basically it's better if I just do this. Alvid, no. Seller's speech. Right, that's when we were going to kill him. Why I call him Seller. All right. Hi, Commander John Rowett. A real piece of work. Before Auburn, I worked for him. Very intelligent man. Hard to counter. Very few vices except one. Spite. Piss him off and he'll throw everything at you. And not without thought. Making him an enemy doesn't make him charge blindly in your direction. It sets a timer on how long you have left. You'll never know how much is left, but he gets even. Days or years. Long story short, a client had shorted us on cash after a particularly nasty engagement. We lost a lot of guys going off bad intel they provided us. Contract demanded an additional fee for lost manpower. Client claimed we were bullshitting and refused to pay. Safe to say, Rowett never took insults well. And with a fudged report here and there, he managed to get the go-ahead from command to pursue them. Not quite a blank check, but damn near close by our standards. Full clearance to pillage until our fee was collected. We were all out for blood. For a few months. But after half a year of systematically mauling a duke's estate and family members one by one, it takes a toll. By April, we'd collected 4 times the original amount, and reported to command that we had only found a third of what was owed. It wasn't about money. It was about revenge. And we had our fill. I fucked up by being the first in his cabinet to bring up the prospect of calling it. We'd gone for some targets who were more innocent than not, and it was bothering the guys, myself included. Rout lost it on me, top of his lungs, howling on how the dead couldn't rest, how selfish we'd be to ignore them, how they craved the companionship of the man who had sent them there, and how my sheer cowardice was what allowed men like that to flourish and feed off our blood and sweat. John wasn't crazy, just performative. He forgot who keeps the ledger of their names. We eventually tracked the fucker down. He was the last of his fortune to hole up in a mansion with a solid retinue still at his disposal. Rowett had us clear it, room by room. So we did. A grueling slog of tight corridors and ambushes, over and over again. The book counted 151 enemies dead. Still couldn't find the fucker. Searched everything. Closets, beds, even the chimneys. Burnt his orchard and killed anything in the stables we couldn't force a bridle onto. And then we found the cellar. Oh, the cellar. Stairway going down to a huge iron door. Locked from the inside. A small grate to look through. It was in there we saw him. Terrified. Rowett shooed us away to discuss terms of surrender. After 10 minutes, we heard screaming as he came back up the stairs, smug. Ordered we burst the water pipes in the room above the stairwell. So we did. And we waited. After a day, we sealed the pipes and began to bail and pump out water from the now fully submerged cellar. Very arduous task, but eventually it was done. Rowett ordered us to pack up. I did not. I opened the door. Stepped inside. I don't know what I expected to see. Not that. 14 waterlogged corpses, one of which was the target, 2 of which were bodyguards. That left 11 non-combatants. All drowned. We never did figure out who they were. But John knew. I climbed the stairs, kept my mouth shut. Pulled Rowd aside, told him we needed to talk. I placed a hand on his shoulder. Studied his eyes. Not an ounce of remorse in them. Just satisfaction. And my blood went cold. Started punching him. Over and over. Felt robotic. He blocked some, but he couldn't stop all of them. And all I could manage to yell was, "Cellar! Cellar!" They pulled me off him. And they, too, checked the cellar. So it was John Rowd of the cellar. He did the service of transferring me to Auburn instead of having several of his guys beat me to death the following night, in exchange for me signing off on the report claiming there was the target and 13 soldiers with him. Maybe it was cowardly. Maybe I should have done something. But instead I signed. So that is our introduction to Cellar. Anyone who's more curious about how that plays out can easily check on the where the fuck is it? I should have this right on hand, but I don't. Lore Important playlist. Specifically, the Revelation of Halved. Ledger attempted an assassination at Carmage, but his own team stopped him, which he was less than thrilled with. And then he took them to Halved, where all that happened, and showed them, and he's like, "This is why I wanted this fucker dead." Let me have a drink of water. We'll read another speech from him. I'll admit, the fucker knows how to direct a crowd. I took a detour to Aship while the crew made preparations. Had to see him for myself. Had to know how he runs things these days. Excuse me. After his round of pleasantries and collecting tickets for the draw at the end of the event, he pulled out a long stem pipe, admired it, and lit it. I know he doesn't smoke. Never has, never will after he's seen what it does. But he lit it up, held it in his hand, and placed it on the back sill of the lectern. Dark smoke trailed up from it in irregular wisps. He got behind the lectern and placed his hands on the sides. Theatrics to punctuate his statements. Simple but subtle. His specialty. I know what you've come to expect from these meetings. In a good quarter, I'd commend you. Numbers telling you how great you've been, how much profit we've made, and how many lives we've saved. In a bad quarter, I'd tell you casualties, violations, deficiencies of all sorts. Today, though, today is different. He closed his eyes, raised his head up, and then took a deep, heaving breath. His left eye twitched twice. Today I come with a plea. He picked the pipe up, admiring it again. Hi, Wyvern. This pipe belonged to 2nd Field Officer Tash Marquis. Born of this very city. And a stout defender of it. Mother of 3. Successful in over 15 missions across 6 territories. A recipient of many awards, one of which I hope to present tonight. But today, I stand before you alone. He nodded slowly, letting the slower catch up. We first fought the Steel Masks at Valheim, and we were routed. At Fort Larisar, we faced defeat. We fought to the last man, and when the last man fell, he stood up as a negotiator and drove them back to Valheim, where we crushed their brittle armor. And we thought that was the end of it. But no. One crushing blow wasn't enough for them. They've sailed back to our shores in search of spoils. Already we've found ruins of towns and communities after their brutal raids. They take anything they can carry and leave the rest in ashes. And they've come to our gates demanding tribute. I intend to oblige. In service of our homes, our families, and our friends, we'll give them our fair share of steel. He gripped the podium like the horns of a ram. That beast-like pose set in. For every man they slay, 2 of theirs will lay strewn on the fields. Every cannon they dredge onto our shores will be met with a barrage. And any peace offering will be met with full negotiations. I'm far from forgiving and far from forgetful. They'll burn. Every last one of them. No matter how long we have to coddle the embers. Every one of our fallen will be avenged. Every one of our clients will be sated. And there isn't a stone I won't unturn. There is nowhere to run. He raised an arm and pointed to our company colors. For this, my friends, is the banner of the sovereign. And cowards will weep beneath it. He waited for applause, and it came in spades. The third holds. He hasn't changed one bit. Can't wait to be thrown into the grinder again. And that is Seller. Bex, can't lie, only here for a bit, but I have... Ah, thank you. Did I meet you at a Ren Fair? No, that's not a... Of course I fucking did. I'm great at these. We are currently designing the villain for our lore series. Anything locked in yet? He looks like Santa Claus a little bit. I'm not kidding. Yeah. For anyone who is curious, our artist will be doing some good shit. From creating the wonderful Charlie Fulthus, the negotiator, to Scott Ledger that we've seen there, to even Auburn. Oops. So, for the face, we have decided, for the body as well, he is a white male, late 40s to mid 50s, actually older, but, you know, I think I'll get the best results from the artist by saying this. Deep blue eyes, curly hair that's mostly gone gray from brown, mustache with no beard, Heavy set and tall, but not heavily fat. I'm gonna get rid of that last bit. He's a plump fellow. Santa Claus reminiscent cheeks with a jolly, genuine smile. Because the whole thing is, until you actually know what the fucker's capable of and what he's done, he seems like a swell fella. So we were like, hey, Coca-Cola Santa Claus. That's the proportions. Also, you know, the inventor of the Zeppelin, that's the fucking mustache I want for him. Coke Santa? Yeah, Coca-Cola Santa Claus. Back before they switched to shit tier AI stuff, you know, they had some really good art. Excuse me. And of course, the 3rd Battalion flag. I remember the Coke Santas. Hell yeah. Seller hasn't come across as a smiling kind of guy. Well, that's the thing. We've only seen him as a bad guy. But the rest of, you know, the general public sees him as, oh, he's a guy. You know, he's public facing. He's nice. And then we go ahead and we're like, oh, yeah, no, he's our introduction to him was him drowning a family in a basement because he didn't like one guy of them. So I want his design to clash with what we've seen from him. I want it to seem unfitting. I want to look at him and think, this guy? Leaders don't have to smile, though. What about Roosevelt? Like, which one is that? Is that the one that Robin Williams played in Night at the Museum? Nope. I don't like the way that guy looks. Teddy, okay. So yeah, that's the one that fucking Robin Williams played. That's cool and all, but I had beef with the Snallygaster. Well, Seller does not. Robin Williams is proof that Theodore Roosevelt should have smiled. Because he could have smiled and looked very nice. So, I'm putting my foot down with it. Seller smiles. Oh, damn. Snallygaster's a dragon, it works. Seller doesn't have a problem with dragons, he fucking rides one. So, our whole thing here is that Seller's armor does not have to be very functional. It is purely, he just wears it. It's Plenty of photos of Teddy Roosevelt smiling. Okay. Okay, maybe he doesn't have the best smile. That's a better one. I retract my statement. Maybe it's just Robin Williams looks good, and that guy does not. What's up, bitches? He was the visual inspiration for Dr. Eggman. You know what? I see it, yeah. So, I'm thinking that Seller would be wearing some sort of really ornate half plate, you know? But at the same time, it's like, I don't doubt, I just think, like, you could be having a conversation with him, and without breaking character, he could order your execution or promotion, and you wouldn't know. With Seller, I want it to be like, you know, how it was during Halvid's flashback, where he's like, hey, I'm willing to negotiate. You all know me. I'm a reasonable man. And then he's like wheeling up a cannon to the doors, and he's like, so, send out your boss here. We can take care of this right here, right now. Ah? And then when they don't, he's like, okay, I'm going to knock. And then they light the cannon and blast through the doors. I should timestamp these, but I really didn't. You have minutes at most before the 3rd Battalion arrives. You hear the march of an army. They're coming for you. Time's almost up. So, too many. Not a single inch of ground is uncovered. Sam, which window do you peek out? We've got this one, we've got this one, and we've got this one. Like, is this for D&D? So the end goal of my whole lore series, which has been going on for about a year now, is I eventually want to turn it into a D&D/Pathfinder compatible module. For now, it's just a little something we play on stream. Loose rules of, you know, how shit goes, but yeah. I'd say it's fun, yeah. Okay. Clayton is back here. Come on, where's the part where he talks and is like, hey, I'm gonna knock? My name is John Rowett, and I would like retribution. Please open the doors so we can discuss this matter further. Oh, right. Okay, so in the draft, he was more of like, hey, send your buddy out. In this, he was just like, no, I'm going to fucking kill you. All right, Clayton's in the hallway. You hear shuffling outside. My name is John Rowett. I know that you're here. All I ask is that you send the good Duke out to parlay. Long live the Duke. Long live the Duke, yells Sam. It's like, indeed. Long live him indeed. I paused way too much on these. I don't know. We're doing excellent. I just treated, if anyone just showed up, I was going to treat it as if they said it in character for this. So it's just, hey, how are y'all? Just, we're doing fine. Are you gonna send him out or not? As I would hope you are. I was panicking so hard doing this stream. I don't have him anymore. Then I would be very disappointed with your lack of leverage. Come on, don't fucking wait. Notice that the doors... I notice that the doors are locked. I notice that the windows are barred. So forgive me if I would jump to conclusions and say that he may have taken refuge here. Join the flashback toast. We're all gonna die. Is he available for a chat? And then with this, I just started taking the piss, because I would love to have a good chat with him. When you're having this sort of thing, you're waiting on your chat to catch up, and there is stream delay in that. So you're just sitting here like, yes? Are you going to answer me? Just joined without realizing lore was happening. I just love that when you joined, you were like, hey, how are y'all? Seller's just like, we're doing good. Layering the sarcasm on. Well, his whole thing, and we see it in other interactions, I'll show a couple of them, where he'll ask you questions that he knows the answer to purely for the purpose of having you lie to him, just so he can be like, I know what you're trying to do. You're not as clever as you think you are. Go fuck yourself. What do you think? I think he's a bit preoccupied at the moment. I assure you, nothing takes priority over this. So I take it you will not open the door? Very well. I would expect nothing less from men who work with him. Allow me to open it for you. And then...
Fuck you.
and then Sam realizes, oh,
I prefer
fuck.
it this way. Get down! You yell it. You fall to the floor. As immediately, a barrage of artillery, or rather, a cannon and a shit ton of guns, blast through the front door and most of the fireplace, along with the two gentlemen who were here. Paige, your character is knocked to the ground. Sergeant Sam, you are or not Sergeant Sam, Mr. Sam, you are very badly concussed. Jackson, you heard something loud. Immediately, they start piling through the windows.
And they set up traps beforehand.
And if I can find the right tab...
I straight up told everyone beforehand, like...
They begin.
This was the right fucking music for this one. Because it's literally just...
Soldier
they
after
walk in
soldier
and they start killing
barges
every
in.
single one of you.
They take a look around. Sir Sam? I get up and start swinging my weapon in a haze. You manage to catch one off by surprise, but another one gets you in the shoulder with a halberd. You fall down to the side as another one steps by as the halberdier continues into the building. He looks down at you, fires a bolt, and continues on his way.
Like, this one, I fucking love doing this one. Because, like, it wasn't a power trip or anything. It's not like, oh, I'm the DM and your characters die. This was, I started off before the stream saying, hey, have a fucking throwaway character in mind if you want to join in. Whoever you play as in this dies. Just want to throw that out there. And so they did. And so they got to this. They went into the cellar. I tweaked some things because there were a lot of, combatants in this version, when in reality there were only 2 plus the target. And yeah, they just, slowly things were getting, like, as they were going, the pipes started to burst, and things were getting worse and worse, until eventually, they were drowned out. And then we go back to the original, and it's, Ledger telling the story to everyone. And he's like, oh, by the way, Charlie Fulthus, our negotiator, was on the fucking cannon. In case you were curious. Long story short, everyone kind of hated Ledger for that one, because... oh, they thought he was a bit of a dick. I know, I can't believe it either. So, yeah. What we're trying to do now... Seller is a baby drowning maniac. Canonically, no children were hurt. Because Regretfully Mine wants to be allowed in all countries. Damn, look at that butthole defense. So, yeah. I'm thinking we have tournament armor here. But if I search up tournament armor, what does it give me? Johann Wilhelm. Oh, damn. Johann, you sweet, sweet son of a bitch. You might be exactly what I'm looking for. We've got the overly ornate designs and everything. We've got the breeches that'll allow him to sit down. My only question is, with jousting... Actually, Paige, are you still watching? If so, what's your, like, lower half for armor? Like, it's just the front side, right? Yeah. Whatever it was, it'll probably be riding armor now. Yeah. Like, I don't want to tell the artist, hey, make this, because holy fuck, if I ever want something live action with this, that'd be a fucking nightmare to reproduce. Like this, sure, it'd be annoying, but realistically, you can get something that's a design like this, or you can paint it onto something. That's fine. It's gorgeous. It really is. Portions of field armor. Look at that, though. Look at those shoulders. Oh. I think we've got a winner. I think that's just... Oh, and it's got a back view, too. Apply gold leaf to the twist work. High polish. Like, yes, that is definitely something I could do. However, do remember, I'm not making a lot of money off this currently. I don't have the money to apply gold leaf to twist work on armor. I got a fucking gold-colored paint pen that I'm probably gonna have to steal from work. I'm going to say that his... Nope, that's the wrong one. His armor... torso armor. Kill for a set of armor like that. Me too. Okay. No, I don't want that. And this is why we keep the fucking link to the site here. Because then when this image is inevitably way too fucking small to give any reasonable information out of. Figure D. A little... no. Let me just flag. Fuck yeah. Brightly colored logo. Do I call it a logo or emblem? Figure A. On each breast. So it's just left. No, there's not really room for it. Okay, so that takes care of the arms and pauldrons. Although, wait a second. Would he have the lance rest just so that he would have something to place his helmet on during speeches? You know? Am I crazy to think that? Because this is a fucking piece of metal on a hinge and you flop it down and you rest your lance on it. What if he just uses it like a fucking hat rack? Would that look dumb or cool? Less drama to hang the helmet on his chest, more drama to take it off and put it under an arm or gesture with it in hand. Which is what Ledger does. So yeah. We are going to... Please include the land. He hangs his helmet on it. It'd look foolish if it were to pop off and clatter to the ground, getting all scuffed. Yeah. So now the question is, what sort of helmet does he have? Because part of me is like, hey, he gets like the fucking foot combat helm here, a great bassinet. Sure, it's for tournaments. Who gives a fuck? Oh, whoops. I kind of need that still. Those won't work. It's like, this is an idea. Wilku, would you mind explaining that for the people who don't know in the crowd? Which definitely isn't me, but like, if it was, you know. Needs wind protection. I don't know if you can find a helmet that can hang off his chest. I mean, if I fucking put a little hook on it, I absolutely can. Something ornate and over the top. That's where my head is with this. Like, part of me wants the Nuremberg style. Partially because this just screams bad guy to me. You know? I see this and I think, okay, this guy definitely drowned a bunch of people in a basement. Because the helmet, he's only gonna wear when he's trying to look tough. You know? Shram, are you in support of the helmet hanger idea or not? Work with me, man. I want the input, but I need assault against holy. Then why did you say fucking less drama to hang the helmet on his chest? Oh, saying it's less dramatic. Okay. Would he not want to be dramatic? Fair enough, fair enough. I'll have him keep... I won't tell the artist to get rid of the lance attachment, but... What's this? Ew. Nope. Nope, that's ugly as shit. One thing that is clear with me, I do not want him having an Italian armet, Because this style of helmet, just in my head, that's what I picture a storybook hero knight to be. And I don't want that. Is this a little less fluted than the other Nuremberg? And before anyone asks, we are not going to have this sort of helmet. Because that looks fucking horrible. Okay, I'm going to put helm. He does not get a frogmouth helm because that's terrible. I'm sorry, I'm really torn between this one and this one. I do like that grid one. Grid. What, like the one that looks like a fucking beehive? Or do you mean like this one? That actually, that would accommodate the mustache. The first one you're torn on. Oh, the foot combat helm. One looks like a cheese grater, the other looks like a draining pot. I think I'm gonna go for the foot combat helm here. Excuse me. And I'm gonna tell the artist that I want it to be more shined up. What figure are we on? Figure E. But polished. And shiny. With a... Should we give him a feather? Okay. Looks like a drain grate. Okay, but... Look. Like, we got shit like that. We've got stuff like that, which I hate the look of that. I like this sort of thing. Where they move away from the hound skull, and it's just a fucking globe. He seems the type to have a feather. Yeah. The first one I kind of like. What? Oh, this one up here? Yes. A drain grate because cellar and his history. Oh. That's actually very fitting. Damn, that's really fitting. Think you would have a very exotic feather. Are we giving this motherfucker a peacock feather? Just like coming out the little top there, a little peacock plume. Like, I think that's over the top for it, but also that'd be really cool. Hi, Dragon. We're designing a thingy. A person. A man. So, yeah. We are going to do the grand bassinet helm. Of what's his face man, the whatever. Sir Giles Capel. One day she had me try it on. No, I need to not sing that song. That song glorifies some bad stuff. I need to not sing that. Fuck. Okay. Shoobity bop bop a wappa doo da shoobity bop bop a wappa doo. So, yeah. Like that. Excuse me. Gloves. Fuck. I think pheasant feathers would fit him. Like a golden pheasant or a gray peacock pheasant. Oh, you know what? I could just have a white peacock feather. You know? Like that. A piebald peacock? Oh my god. Wait, that's cool as shit. I am gonna veto that purely because I don't have one. Also, that is crazy. Wow. So is that like a half albino? Half white and half emerald. A gauntlet sword. Look up a Lady Amherst pheasant. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? I love that. You know what? Yeah. You talked me into it. That's cool as shit. Okay, to fit with our chest armor. I used to raise golden reds. They aren't very pretty. Huh. I'm gonna say we go for something like this. Guys, is there a song I can sing right now? that will make everyone happy. I'm gonna say make the leather part red. I don't want to sing the battery song. I like batteries. Batteries are so good. I like to eat my batteries and share them with the hood. Did that show a penis? Oh, it didn't. Okay. I just saw the art and I was like, that probably has stuff I'm not allowed to show. Granted, it's artistic, not sexual, and not very well detailed, so I would be fine, but I'm just not entirely comfortable. Hosen. Fucking 16th century hose. No, I shouldn't give him a hose. He should have some fucking... Ah! Leg. Okay, that is a leg. Oh, damn. The Germans invented fishnet leggings for knights? That's cool as shit. So did I see the word fetlock? That's a fetlock. A fetlock means something else where I come from. The fuck is that? A spike fiddle. Huh. Neat. No. You know what, fellas? My fucking brain hurts. Japanese as fishnet armor. Fuck yeah. My brain hurts, so I'm gonna ignore the legs and that right now, and I'm just gonna fucking look for swords. Because part of me fucking loves that, but also no. Splendid Quetzal. Oh, yeah. Fuck. You know, I don't want to give him like a rapier or a side sword, but I think that's what he would do. You know? Page's sword. Made of steel and gold. Now, I could go for giving him a basket hilt. Again, it doesn't work well with gauntlets, but I'd be willing to make that concession just because it's fucking cool. Or I could do one that has that sort of thingy. It's made with copper wire. That makes it thematic. I don't want a two-handed sword. Okay. Let's have a talk. I'm aware that swords involving firearms are not great for combat use. I know that they are, you know, pretty iffy on functionality in combat and in general. I also know that we need to kill that person on Twitch side. But yeah. It's okay. We'll murder them. Hey, Ty, do you want the ability to ban people? Just because I don't know if any of my, not just, well, I need a mod on Twitch side currently. Should I have that power? Probably not, but here you go. Regardless. Do not recommend beyond a flintlock with a fixed bayonet. Yeah. Again, Seller's whole thing right now is that he's not supposed to go into combat. So he's supposed to have the coolest shit. But then realistically, he's never gonna use it. What about a messer? That's for the common man. Seller's too rich for that shit. That's also why some of these things that I've thought are, oh, it's really cool. I haven't gone for because this one's a wheel lock pistol. This is beyond our technology. But that's still cool. Hear me out, gun lance. To walk around with in public? Like, I'm thinking he needs to have it on his hip. So it's like, oh, if something happened, he could draw it. But, because, you know, the sword is a symbol of status. Naval cutlass. I don't want a cutlass, but I think that's the way we might have to go because it's like it just feels right to give him a British officer's saber or something. If I search up cutlass, what does it give me? It just gives me a fucking sword and wheel lock pistol. Saber. Saber? You could just give him an exotic sword. Third's weapons are axes, correct? The third's weapons are whatever is most cost effective. So most likely spears, but, you know, for cool purposes, you know, yeah, we do give recruits fucking hammers and axes and shit. Cavalry saber. I think that... Like, Although Shram has a good point with it being exotic, because, like, give him a Kopesh? No. Absolutely not. But, like, what about an Indian saber? Like a talwar? The only issue, and this is possibly just me being paranoid, but I do see a slight issue in having our objectively evil character use, you know, a weapon that belongs specifically to a specific culture. But at the same time, you know, he probably fucking stole it. What's this one? I think we might have found our winner here. Okay, I'm gonna put this as a maybe. An ornate hurlbat. What the fuck is a hurlbat? That's... No. We're giving him a sword. Is it ceremonial, functional, or a bit of both? Mainly ceremonial. Like 95% ceremonial, but we will end up seeing him fight with it at one point. And he will be good with it at that point. Fuck me. Tessek. Oh? Oh, Dusek! Like, they're a bit small. Wait. Is it the same thing? Tessek is Northern Europe, Dusek is German. Okay. Single edge curb. Okay. We got a geese arm for a child. We got a Volge. Why are you giving me all of these fucking pole arms? I want a saber. Look, pole arms are better, I get it, but give me a saber. No, I want a saber. Just give me a saber. No, not another fucking pistol gun. Sword gun. They gave kids these. Well, you gotta train them. Rapier. Rapier, spear. Generic sword with scabbard. A broadsword. An halberd. A thrusting sword. I have one for your mother. The joke is that I have fucked her. And now she is unhappy with other men. Okay, so this site doesn't have any. But wait a second. How long is a Dusek? Okay, so that's all right. $600 long. The only issue with a basket hilt is that he wears gauntlets. And I know from experience that fucking sucks. Unless, of course, he doesn't. Do we axe the gauntlets? Just give him fucking gloves? I think we might. You know what? Yeah, I'm putting my foot down. No. This man is not on the front lines. He does not need gloves. Or he does not need armored ones. Plated riding gloves. Not even plated. And now I can go for a basket hilt. Now, the question is, of course, do we just go for... No, we don't. That looks boring as shit. Peener. I don't want to give him a cup hilt, because, again, typically that's a hero's design. In other words, I watched Princess Bride recently. Again. I really do like this saber. Like, it's just got a good chop to it. Stop giving me fucking gun swords. Whoa. That's cool. I sure do love it when I can't see the full blade. This Swiss saber is like really giving me the gears with it. But I can't see the fucking end of it. Yeah, I don't know. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and otherwise, we have made some pretty good ground here today. We've got everything except for the pants, the toesies, and the sword. We've established that he looks like Santa Claus with a mustache. That he's wearing cool armor. With a really cool helmet. And that's about it. Excuse me. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm fucking tired. Thank you guys for helping me out with that. Yeah. Trying to... I'm trying to get stuff in order so that I have the art of the guy before you guys have a chance to possibly kill him. You know? Like... Because if you guys do, then I've had a faceless villain that I'll then be commissioning art for, knowing I'll never fucking use anything of him ever again. There's always ways to reuse a good villain. Probably. But... yeah. Thank you guys for being here and helping me out. Means a lot. You're cool, Shin. There we go. Stay safe, fellas. Drink water. And kiss men.